if people had been told 3 years ago that so many of them would be walking around wearing pieces of cloth over their faces, they would have been completely astonished. The only kind of discussion about what people wore on their faces was quite a lot of hostility towards Muslim women wearing the niqab, for instance. The idea that millions of us would be going around with our faces covered would have been totally shocking. Now it's become normal. I think that's the most fascinating thing, and I think it will be the last part of this to disappear, and it may never disappear at all. I think that quite possibly mask wearing may continue into the indefinite future. And indeed, I fear that it may be required in a lot of places for the indefinite
future.
Well,
we think of travel by aircraft as somewhere where it feels like it's hanging around in perpetuity, doesn't it? Trains, the underground, and it becomes a turf war as well, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know why Sadiq Khan has said for sure why you've got to keep wearing a mask on the London Underground. The obvious reason is because there's confined space, why take the risk? But there are those who say, actually, this is about exercising power where you can.
Also, it's about a declaration of support for a different way of life. I think both in Scotland and in Wales, the governments are more collective-minded and more, as you might say, communitarian than the one in England. And I think they believe that this stuff is actually an expression of a different way of life, and they do it as a demonstration of that. A lot of people, I think, wear masks to demonstrate that they are committed to something which they see as both virtuous and right. I am right.
It's their choice?
Well, it's exactly, it's their choice. As long as it's their choice, then that's their business. What always perturbs me is when it becomes an imposition, when people are compelled to do it. Because it seems to me, precisely because the mask is a symbol of a different view of the world, of a more collective, authoritarian view of the world, it's a badge, and therefore being made to wear one is compelled speech. It's telling people what to say. And I think that's far too far for the government of a free country to go.